Hello, welcome to our channel, Top Random Trendy. Tennis is a popular sport that is played around the world. Many great tennis players have graced the sport for years, but some own the game and are rightfully regarded as the best players to have played the game of tennis. In this video, we will be looking at the list of the top 10 best male tennis players of all time. Number 10. Ken Rosewall. The name of Ken Rosewall should always be there in any list prepared for the best male tennis players. He was the first star of tennis and had a glittering career where he won 133 career titles overall, which included 8 Grand Slams and 15 majors. The records speak for themselves. He was also the first champion of a tournament held in the Open era. He was from Australia and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1980. Number 9. Ivan Lendl. While Borg might have been known for the beauty of his style of play, most people wouldn't say the same about Lendl. However, it's not about how you look, it's about how you perform on the court, and that's certainly something Ivan Lendl knew how to do. Check. Lendl took tennis by storm in the 80s with his big serve, topspin ground strokes, and superior fitness. This earned him 8 Grand Slam singles titles and a record stint at the top of the world rankings. Of course, he has gone on to do great things as a coach as well, most notably with a man who almost made this list, Andy Murray. Number 8. Jimmy Connors. Jimmy Connors was one of the greats of the games. He belonged to the era when the other greats of the game like John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg were playing. He holds the world record for winning 109 singles titles in the Open era and ranking number 1 for a consecutive period of 160 weeks. This record was broken by Roger Federer in the year 2007. Number 7. John McEnroe. You couldn't make this list and leave bad boy John McEnroe off it. With 105 titles and 7 Grand Slam triumphs, McEnroe's stats were extremely impressive as he thrived in one of tennis' greatest eras. His larger-than-life personality has also done huge amounts to boost the profile of tennis over the years, and he's now a beloved TV commentator. The man who ended Borg's run at Wimbledon and was part of the greatest tiebreak in tennis history, perhaps, John McEnroe rounds out our list of the best tennis players of all time. Number 6. Rod Laver. Australian, Rod Laver was the king of tennis in the 60s, winning the Grand Slam, all 4 major titles in 1 year, twice. Since Laver achieved his second Grand Slam in 1969, no male player has repeated the feat, and this just goes to show the brilliance of the man. Laver was unlucky to get caught up in the middle of the whole amateur/professional debate, but he nonetheless had an incredible career. You might think all this would put him at number 1 on the list, but for us, the increased level of professionalism and competitiveness in the game today just swung things toward the modern Big 3. Number 5. Bjorn Borg. Despite retiring at the age of 26, the Swede won an impressive 11 Grand Slam titles, which surely could have been so many more had he continued for longer. Perhaps most famous for his iconic rivalry with John McEnroe, Borg was a pioneer of the baseline game, and like so many people on this list had a real influence on how the game is played today. One of the most noticeable features in Borg's stats was his ability to play on all surfaces, winning 6 French Opens and 5 Wimbledon. Very few people have been able to achieve this, and this is why Bjorn Borg surely features as one of the best tennis players of all time. Number 4. Pete Sampras. Pete Sampras was one of the most prolific tennis players in the history of tennis. He was the first person in the Open era to win 14 Grand Slams, which was a record till his retirement in 2003, a record that stood for 7 years till it was broken by Roger Federer in 2009. Due to his precise and powerful serve, Pete Sampras was known as Pistol Pete during his playing days. Sampras has won 64 singles titles during his career, which included 14 Grand Slams. He held the world record for being the number 1 for 286 weeks, which was the best at that time, till it was bettered by Roger Federer and then Novak Djokovic respectively. Number 3. Novak Djokovic. When it comes to the debate over who is the greatest tennis player of all time, Novak Djokovic isn't always a popular opinion. Perhaps it's because Roger and Rafa seem to be so universally loved that Djokovic can sometimes be seen as the other guy. However, Djokovic's stats are simply unbelievable. In my opinion, if you put a prime Djokovic up against prime anyone else on this list, he wins at least 6 out of 10 times. Whether you think that makes him the best tennis player of all time is for you to decide, but it's hard to disagree about his backhand being one of the best of all time. When you throw everything in though, we've gone with Nadal, even if Djokovic might end up with the most Grand Slams. Number 2. Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal is one of the best players in tennis in the world. He has won 22 Grand Slams, the most by any male player in the Open era. He has won an overall 92 titles till now in his career and will be winning some more in days to come. He is considered the best clay court player in the world as he has won an astounding 14 of his 22 Grand Slams while playing on clay court. Nadal has won the French Open, played on clay court, 14 times, which is a record in itself. Number 1. Roger Federer. The greatest of all tennis players list is incomplete without mentioning Roger Federer, who is an artist of the game of tennis. He is also known for his elegant style of play that was more based on precision and class rather than the pure muscle style of play by Rafael Nadal. Federer has won 20 Grand Slam titles and overall 103 titles in his playing career, which is the second highest after Jimmy Connors. He was one player who was equally adept on all courts, with the most success coming from the Australian Open and Wimbledon. Roger Federer bid farewell to his glorious tennis career in September 2022 after losing the final match of his career in the Laver Cup. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to get more top trending videos like this, then subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. See you in the next video with another trendy topic.